Can we go back, back to where can we go back, back to where we started off,
Okay. Hello. Welcome to episode 51. Here we go. Can remember the name for a minute. Of Pure Sessions with your girl Lana. I hope you guys can hear me because I have my fan on. It's a little bit high and it's a little bit hot, so I didn't want to not have it on. So normally I do maybe an episode. I try to do an episode at a different location each week because in the beginning when I was doing the episodes, I was kind of just here with this background, which is a cool background, obviously. But I felt after a while it was getting a little redundant. So I figured, well, let me go to a park, or let me go sit by my pool, or let me go, on the go, like a what do you call it? Like a driving episode type of thing, which didn't work because every time I would put the phone up, the phone would fall. So don't do that and drive. But today I kind of felt like I kind of miss this environment because for me, I like to be where I'm comfortable, because for me, doing these episodes live versus before when I was doing it just virtually, it's like not a challenge, but it's more so like I'm new to doing the podcast, I'm new to doing them live, I'm new to doing, having people look at me and listen to me weekly, and it's fun. I enjoy it because I feel like growing up, I was a person who kind of like kept to themselves. Like I wasn't a person who would be like, oh, I have all the answers, so look at me. Like in class, I would be one of those people who would want to sit in the back and not be called on, because not that I was shy. I guess I felt like, well, what I have to say is not important. And that was like, I guess a chronological thinking. Don't quote me on that terminology. But for me, doing these live, it has boosted my confidence. It has helped me like speak at a level where I would like to be heard, because I have a very soft voice, as you can hear. I don't like to yell. I don't like to scream. I'm kind of like a chilled, mellow type of person. So this is like the level of my voice at all times. Like I don't even think I can remember the last time I got upset. And even if I did get upset, I think my level of voice was like right here. So, yeah, I just didn't do that. So this is episode 51, and last week I did episode 50, and I can't believe I got to episode 50. I feel like I just started doing this. Literally, I started doing this January of this year, I think. All the days meshed together, so let's just say that's what it was. And it was exciting when I did episode 50 because it was like, oh my god, it's 50th episode. But I also had on an artist, rapper, entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it, on, and it was pretty cool because we were talking about the different aspects of music, where the times are going. We talked about like a bunch of different things. It kind of went from like music to movies to COVID to living in different states to kind of like wanting to have like that voice. Because for me, and I mentioned this last week's episode, I like old school music. Like I like the Commodores and the Delphonics and Motown and Woodstock. But nowadays, the music nowadays, nothing wrong with music nowadays, but it's more so like I can't really understand what they're saying sometimes. like to me, the music nowadays seems a little bit repetitive. Like everybody kind of talks about the same four things. Nothing wrong with that. But for me, I like a song or album that tells like a story, like from track 1 to track 10, whatever you call it. It's like a whole story as I'm listening to it. Now, whether it's instrumental, because my music that I make is instrumental. I haven't really gotten to the point where I have like vocals on it, and I kind of like it that way. And I say that because my music kind of has like 10 different genres in the song. So for me, I feel like it's hard to hear what the message I'm trying to say, because either is something else happening over it or you can't really hear it. And for me, I like to listen to music with like my eyes closed and just like let it wash over me. Not like I'm like meditating or anything, but like certain songs you kind of just want to let it just like wash all over you. And for me, that's why I like the old, I guess you call it oldies but goodies music. So like I said, I like the 60s, 70s, Motown, Diana Ross, the Commodores, Blue Magic, like things like that. where they're like serenading you in the whole song versus just like talking about 3 things and then the song is over. But that's just me. So it was pretty cool to have somebody else who kind of thinks the way I think when it comes to music, because I've talked to different artists and sisters, and they kind of all definitely have different perspectives on music, whereas they like mumble rapping, or they like where the music is nowadays. And again, I don't really understand what mumble rapping is, because I'm like, what are you saying? Well, that's just me. But I think it's pretty cool when you can have different perspectives on things and kind of come to like a conclusion, or not come to a conclusion, but you can like agree to disagree respectively. And that's kind of like where I'm trying to build this platform, because like I said before, it was just me talking. I recently had maybe like, I think 5 or 6 guests so far. I think or 7, 5 or 6, we'll go with that. And so I think it's pretty cool, or where I'm trying to go with the show is to have different people on with different backgrounds, not just who's an artist like me or a musician like me or who DJs, but I had a graphic designer on. I had a guy on who has his own business, a brand business, things like that, who also does stock and real estate. I had on before a young lady, Lavinia, shout out to her, who has, her and her fiance have their own fitness brand, and also talking about faith and how that intertwines with our lives and things like that. And who else did I have on? Oh, I had on Zane, who has his own magazine, and I kind of want to have different people on. Like last week I had the musician on, but he does other things. He's a father, he's an entrepreneur, he wants to change the game, you know, just different perspectives, different outlooks on life that I'm trying to have on, because before, like I said, it was just me, and I don't mind talking, but after a while it's like, okay, but like then what? And which leads me into today, I also have other artists on and musicians on, which is pretty cool. But the reason why I wanted to have these I'm gonna say young fellas, like I sound so old, these guys, there we go, on the dynamic duo, as you call it, is because I came across the music, because I'm one of those people who likes to listen to all different types of music, and for some reason, most recently, like for the past month or so, I've been kind of like, not like in love or obsessed, but more so like intrigued by like that chill hop, hippie hop, neo soul type of vibe. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even know there was a genre called chill hop till like a year ago, where I came across it, and I was like, oh, what is this thing? And it was like called chill hippie hop, trap hippie hop, lo-fi music. And I was like, well, what is that? I've never even heard of a lo-fi. Like, what is that? And then I came across some songs, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And 90% of them maybe were kind of like instrumental, which I prefer instrumental, like I said, because I could hear everything I like to hear. I kind of like break down a song. Like for me, since I never was able to read music, and I taught myself how to read music, I would always play by ear. So my ear, I guess, ear vocals, or whatever you want to call it, is a little bit heightened now. So I would break down the song from like the vocals to the music, to the instruments, to the back vocals, to the bridge, and I would kind of like imagine myself in the studio creating this song, and I'm like, oh, so that's when you do this part, or that's when this goes there, or that's when that goes there. And I thought it was pretty cool to be able to do that, because I was like, oh, this is actually a thing. Oh, you can actually learn from that. Oh, this is something you can actually do for a living, which is creating music, which is beat making, which is engineering, and I've taught myself how to do that, and it's pretty cool. I feel like you should try to do something different once a day that you didn't do the day before, because I feel like you can challenge yourself, you can push yourself to the limit. That sounds so jaggy, but you know what I mean. Like during this whole pandemic, that's what I did. I wrote a book. I taught myself how to read music. I taught myself how to play multiple instruments. I taught myself how to create songs, master them, engineer them, and also been working on vocal lessons, which I never thought I would do, because like I said, I'm shy. I don't want people to hear me sing, because I'm like, I can't hit that note. But during this time, I was able to challenge and channel into things that I thought that I couldn't do, because not that I was told I couldn't do it, but I guess I couldn't see myself doing it, because it was, you know, out of my comfort zone, out of my level of comfortability. And I'm one of those people who, once I step or put a toe outside of my comfort zone, I'm like, oh, I don't like this. Let me go back to where I was. But I feel like everybody should at least do something different, or something that they've always wanted to do, or something that presents itself as a challenge to your normality. Because I feel like once you get past that barrier, once you get past that level of like, I can't do it, but why? I think it becomes a beautiful thing, because you are seeing yourself in a new light, and you're seeing yourself, oh, if I could do this thing, then I could do the next thing, and the next thing, and the next level, and the next level, and so on and so forth. And I think that's a pretty cool thing. That being said, because I can ramble about anything. So this is episode 51. I'm Lana. Hi. Welcome to another episode of Pure Sessions. This episode is titled, I had a tricky time titling this episode, because it's going to be an accumulation of different topics and things, and I try to like not put the title to just one thing, because normally the conversations never go to just talking about one thing. They kind of talk about a bunch of different things. I think that's pretty cool. And mostly I don't title the episodes till later, because I'm like, oh, we talked about that, or we talked about this. Like with the episode that I had the video on, it was called Smorgasbords. It was a bunch of different things, and I was like, that's a fitting title for this episode. But this one is titled Music Therapy, and that kind of really dives into what I was talking about before with music, with being a creative artist or entrepreneur, or whatever you want to call yourself. And I feel like music therapy is very healing. I've always said music is very healing, especially not just if you're going through something and you need music to heal you, but also just if you just want to just tune out the world for a minute and just center yourself and align your chakras and center your soul. I feel like music in a way can definitely heal you in more ways than one. And I feel like it's a beautiful thing to have a sense of something that's not tangible. You know what I mean? Like, music to me feels as if it's healing, as if it gives me energy, as if it's, heals my soul. Like, I'm one of those people who really is like, music heals the soul type of person. And I feel like any kind of music that I listen to, I'm instantly feeling happier. Like, even to country. Even when I hear some country, I'm like, okay, I got this. And I use that not as a crutch, but as like a superpower, because I'm like, well, I can do this and I can do that, I can do anything that I put my mind to, because I'm one of those people who wants to follow through with what they started, even if it does present itself as a challenge. So that's kind of where that title came from for this week. But like I said, I'm gonna stop rambling because I can definitely do that for hours on end. So without further ado, I don't have a drum roll, but let's just pretend I do. I'm hitting the drums now for introduction. I have my special guest, I have my special guest who we're going to be joining in a minute. So whenever you guys are ready, you guys can tune in to the episode. So let's see if I know how to do this. Oh, it did work. Okay. Hello. How are you? How's it going?
Good. Super good. Just chill.
Good. I hope I didn't ramble too much, because I tend to kind of do that. So hopefully I didn't ramble too much.
With every
What happened?
So we're agreeing with everything you were saying.
Okay. Okay, so I don't feel bad then. All right. So I did talk about a bunch of different things, but I'll let you guys introduce yourselves.
We are page one. This is Young Jay, and I'm Red, and we're from Woodbury, New Jersey, and we're just a couple of rappers that like to make really good music.
Mm-hmm. We started, we were like in, what was it, like
sophomore
year of high school. We always would hang out at the same bridge, and we would rap and converse and whatever, politic with each other, and it just became like this whole conglomerate, and we were trying to turn it into something now.
Okay, that's cool. So have you guys always, I don't want to say like been a fan of music, but like, how you're growing up and you say, oh, I want to be the president or an astronaut. Did you always be like, oh, when I get older, essentially, I want to make music?
Well, when I was younger, my mom like really pushed me more towards like singing and stuff like that. Like, I can sing, but I don't really like do it as much as I rap. I found out that I was able to rap, like that I was actually like good when I was like a freshman or in like 8th grade. I would do like little parody videos of like popular songs and stuff like that, and like they would come out pretty good. So I was like, huh, maybe I got a knack for this. Yeah, that's how it started for me.
And I just remember being a little kid and was always like, my dad would blast music in the car, all stuff, and I just always wanted to be like in front of people making music or making music to some capacity. So I just was always one of those people who definitely had that as a path, and that was just the first priority always.
He was always really good at freestyling too. I was to him, like he would be saying the most like off the wall shit, but it would be.
So do you find it like a challenge to freestyle? Because I've tried doing that, and I really feel like
it is challenging. Yeah. It's
it
like
is.
You have to think ahead of yourself as you're saying shit. Like you have to think about what you're gonna say before you say it while you say stuff. So like,
okay,
yeah, it gets complicated.
It's like reading music. Like when I learned how to read music, my teacher would always tell me, be like 3 notes ahead of yourself, so you don't have to worry about those notes. You already know what's coming. It's like that, and you will lose that skill if you don't keep, nurturing that skill. Like lately, it's been all about pushing our pen and just trying to really get scientific with the and how we're, wording things in the different flows. So, lately when we go back to freestyling, we're a little bit rusty, so it takes a little longer to, warm up.
I've always been more rusty than him.
Well, I see the energy is definitely balanced between the two of you guys. I do like that vibe. So I'm going to ask some questions like a groupie. So do you have any new music coming out? I kind of peeped your SoundCloud and Instagram. So I did a little research. I listened to your music, and obviously I love it. So I'm not going to talk about that because I can talk about that for like 10 minutes. But do you have anything new coming out or in the works? Or
right now we just have I'm doing a song with a guy named 𝘁𝗵𝘁. He's a really talented artist around here. And I sent him a beat about 3 months ago. Wasn't really sure if he was going to do anything with it. I just said, if you're interested, let me know. He comes back about a week from today, and he sends me this song. He's got the whole verse laid out. I'm like, cool, sends me the stem. So that's how that worked out. And it's probably going to be September 4th, I think we're dead set on. So. Okay.
So have you guys done any open mics and things like that? I mean, I know it's kind of hard with COVID, but
yeah, we did do one just recently in Camden. What was it called?
The Check It Open Mic series.
Oh yeah, I've been to a couple of those.
𝗪𝗪 does, yeah.
That's free too. Like we have another one coming up on
the 14th.
The 14th of this month. So
yeah, this Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is your, I don't want to say process, I guess, of creating music? Because I know everybody has different things. I know my thing is kind of all over the place. But what is your, like, way of doing it? I mean, that's kind of like a weird question. But
honestly, more than anything, like, I like to think that I create songs, like, out of, well, I wouldn't say out of thin air, but, like, honestly, like, I could, like, listen to a beat and, like, within the first 2 seconds of like actually hearing it and hearing like what it could be, like lyrics just pop into my head. Like it literally, like I just tell myself this is what's supposed to be on here. It's like I already know what the song is gonna be before I hear it. And I've always had that talent. I don't know, like if it's something about me or something about my childhood, how I grew up with my parents. They're really old school and stuff like that. I would always be listening to old school stuff around the house and licks. I honestly don't know how to explain it.
Okay. What about you, Zach?
Well, because I started out as a beat maker and I'm starting to get a little better at it too. I'll go and make a beat first, and once I get that instrumental, laying the lyrics is almost like laying a different instrument. Like you leave pieces out so that there's pieces to put in later. And then I'll structure kind of the lyrics off of that or just the general vibe. He's really good at coming up with vibes and just like making songs to like these, beings, and then being able to lay the lyricism. I kind of look at it more of an instrumental kind of point of view.
He's more technical than anything.
Right.
Just like raw talent type shit.
Okay. So that's a good balance between the two.
Oh yeah, it works perfect.
We're each other's biggest fans. So every time he does something, I'm trying to one up him, and every time I'm doing something, he's trying to one up me. So
the anime rivalry.
Are you guys big fans of anime?
Yeah,
super big fan.
He's the real big fan.
God, stop
this
playing.
guy's the real big fan.
Okay, so are you currently watching any anime shows on Netflix?
The last big one, like the last well-known one that I just finished is Attack on Titan, and I remember I wanted to put off watching it more than anything else because it was still streaming at the time, so like there were new episodes coming out every week, and I wanted the whole series to be done so I could literally just watch it shot, because once I click on that first episode, I'm not gonna stop until that whole series is finished. And I got because I thought it literally says Attack on Titan, the final season. So I watched it all the way through and realized that there's still one more season to go, and it's still not out yet. And I'm
What about you, Zach? Are you anime?
Yeah, the last one I watched was Demon Slayer, and I'm not really
good.
Like a lot of current ones like that, like he is, but I'm praying for more Dragon Ball Z like ASAP.
Yeah, it really needs to hurry up.
Oh, so like the originals you like more so than the new stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So for me, I'm just going to answer that question. I recently became a fan of anime. Of course, I like Dragon Ball Z and Naruto and all that cool stuff, but I did watch Demon Slayer. I did watch Yasuke. I did watch Dada and etc. I mean, I can go on and on, but for me, I like the anime types that just go straight to the action and like a minute.
Yeah.
Don't really need your whole backstory. That's just me, but I do like anime. It's funny, I do sometimes have a show on in the background while I'm creating music, as well as listening to a whole different genre of music as I'm creating it, if that makes sense. It's weird. Like I need like a lot of noise, but also I need quiet at the same time.
Right.
So it's a weird process, but for me, because like I said, I don't know how to read music, so I just recently taught myself how to read music. So I hear things a little bit differently than seeing it, if that makes sense. So for me, I need like quiet, but I need also noise. It's the weirdest thing, but it balances itself out.
That's like I heard him sometimes. It's like when I'll be writing, like I'll say that I need to turn the beat off at some point to like think about what I'm gonna.
I need the instrumental. I'm so instrumental. Gotta have that rhythm constantly going in my head.
Literally, I'll just writing and I'll tap my like pen on the pad like to the beat, like to the what's it called?
The rhythm,
the rhythm,
the tempo.
The actual beat, and that's honestly all I need, and I'll chop it up from there.
Okay.
Like to just loud as possible and just get lost in it.
Okay. So like outside of music, what else do you guys do? I guess, do you have like, what's it called, real jobs? Whatever. No.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really at liberty to discuss anything about my real job because
you're in
that's
over here. Yeah. I'm just a warehouse worker. He's over here doing big things.
Oh yeah, I'll get in trouble, but I'll tell you about it later if you really on a personal level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get you. Yeah, not Liberty. Okay, I get it. So I don't want to make this episode like too much of an interview. So like, if there's anything you want to talk about, we can. Because I'm one of those who doesn't want to like just be like, okay, so where were you born? What did you do? What did you do? Like, let it just flow. So I'm kind of like trying to think of questions, but not like one after the other. So
right.
Anything y'all wanted to talk about, that's fine, and then I can just answer my questions as we go, because I don't want it to be too structured, because I feel like I'm in school when I do that.
Right. Well, I guess we're just here to tell the people Horace Street Tapes is still out on SoundCloud, and they should definitely run that up.
Keep streaming, my just keep streaming.
Other than that, I guess we could just have a normal conversation. What are like your interests? Like, what inspires you to make this podcast? Like, other than the things you talk about, like what kind of drives you to just kind of, this is the platform where you just really want to strive to, reach out to people. And
so actually, nobody's ever asked me that, so I appreciate that, like at all. But originally, I wrote a book last year after George Floyd was murdered, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and I was just determined to say a lot of stuff. So originally, I was reading a chapter from my book each week on the show, and it wasn't live, it was just virtual. then I'm like, okay, the book's done. So like, now what? So like, let me show my face and talk about something. But each week I would just come up with things that I've experienced and just give my little 2 cents on how to deal with it. And that's kind of how the show started, live, essentially, pure sessions, essentially. And I guess I just wanted to have a platform where people can feel comfortable to hear what I have to say and not feel judged. Because I'm like a very sensitive person, and also I don't like confrontation. So I know what it feels like to be like over here quiet, but also you got a lot to say. And it was just, I guess, a way for me to like voice how I was feeling and also give advice on, you know, life and experiences and things like that. So it kind of went from the book to what I just said to now having different people on to kind of like shine a spotlight on their life and their journey, kind of like let people know that, hey, they're here as well too. So that's kind of where it is now. So that's why I've been trying to have more guests on than just me, because I mean, I have some stuff to say, but like, it's really you guys who are the talented ones. I'm just here. So that's kind of where it is now. And I feel like it's a cool thing to have different people on to talk about different perspectives on life, on music, on COVID, on relationships. And that was like a big thing, talking about relationships. I'm like, I'm kind of talked out about talking about relationships.
I feel
yeah, so that's kind of where it is now. And also, I'm trying to focus on my music as well, you know, play my instruments and DJing and things like that. So it's kind of like accumulation of things. But where do I get the inspiration? I don't know. I just come on here and turn the camera on and just talk about whatever I'm feeling. So that's really where it is. That's really where it is.
Right. But you're giving us that platform. So like your job is almost just as, it's basically as important, if more important, because if not anywhere to say the things we want to say.
We need each other to each other.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a beautiful thing when you can have a space where people can just see what you're made of, as well as, you know, giving that light to other people who may feel like they don't have somewhere they can talk to or listen to. Because it's hard with social media. It's really hard. And it's hard with
I don't know.
Yeah. Especially the underground artists as well, too, because I know a few, and I know I've been to the open mic things and things like that. And they're so talented, but, like, nobody wants to give them a chance for whatever.
Until it's too late.
Yeah, and then they're coming back mad, so I understand. So I think it's pretty cool. I always liked rap. I've always liked singing, but more so like the old school rap.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. The music nowadays is okay. I just really can't understand what they're saying sometimes, but hey, that's their
It's a very fuzzy genre.
Yeah, I'm more of a fan of like Motown. So, but you know, like I said, music is music. It's evolving. So I just go with the flow with whatever it is. So.
And I've always thought, like, with mumble rap, like, I mean, not to toot my own horn or anything, like, but it's like really not hard for me to come up with like fire material and stuff like that. So like trying to get myself like to like broaden my scope, and like I would try to like purposely do mumble rap tracks and stuff like that. So like I would always think that it's basically just me doing the same thing but dumbing down my lyrics. And honestly, like after doing it, like I see that a little bit more does actually go into it. Like it's not like you can't just like say anything. Like you can just say anything. Like that's what people are doing nowadays, but like you still do have to have like some type of structure. So so that was like really eye-opening to learn.
That's when you get those guys like Future who sound the same as all these regular guys, but they're so stand apart because they're actually putting time into the craft rather than, you know what I'm saying, that everybody's got the same application. It's just who's paying better than, you know, the next guy. That's why I love Future. I think Andre 3000, what did he say about him? He's got inspirationally negative music. That's what he said.
No, I mean, I'm a fan of the music. It's just some of the music, it's just they talk about the same four things, and if that's all you know, that's cool. But like, what's the next step? Like, especially
cars, girls, clothes, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like redundant. Like with Cardi B, I I liked her in the beginning, but after a while, I just felt like she really was just like at the same level, but I didn't see like her potential that everybody else did. If that makes sense.
Yeah, Bodak Yellow was definitely a good song.
It was. I agree.
Bodak, but I mean,
it was still a good.
That's how you got to get it done.
I mean, okay, she was talented, but I just feel like there could have been more party. If that makes sense.
They just there's this group of people that they just exploit the nature of the game.
Mm-hmm.
That is a lane. It's an unfortunate one that doesn't promote artistry or creativity or anything like that. But it is a lane. So can I blame them? No, because I don't have $100 million or whatever. But do I respect it? Not in the slightest. Yeah.
So wait, so why do you say that you don't respect it?
Just because, like, not like no, I respect the hustle of it. It's just like when they turn around and get credit for being creative, when I could find you 13, 14 more examples of people doing the same exact thing.
And a lot of people don't even write their own shit.
Yeah, I have noticed that, unfortunately. I mean, is it, for you guys, is it hard? Is it challenging? Is it, like, I don't know.
Sometimes you'll get an instrumental where you're like, because you really want to paint a picture so vividly, and you really can't decide which are the right words to say, and I guess sometimes you just kind of got to get distance from it. That's personally for me. Sometimes I'll get distance from it, come back the next day, and all of a sudden I've got the words to say. So
literally, sometimes that shit will just come out of nowhere. Like I have verses that I have from like years that still aren't finished, and like I'll be driving or something, like out of nowhere I'll like repeat it to myself, and then I'll just continue it out of nowhere. Like
all of a sudden
they just flow into my head.
Yeah, I got verses this year that I know that a couple of the bars or like half of some of them are from.
He's crazy.
From like a couple years ago, but you get your distance from them, and then they're just meant for something else. If you're not going to use them now,
stand back and look at the whole situation.
Right.
Yeah. So so far, like in general, like top 3 inspirations, whether it be singers or rappers or groups.
For me,
Lil Wayne.
Number 1. That's literally like all we used to listen to. Like we draw so much of my inspiration.
You want to do your top 3? I'll do my top 3.
All right, I'll say Lil Wayne, Kid Cudi, and Kendrick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say Lil Wayne 100%. Kanye West and the Beatles.
Oh, okay. Doing the Beatles.
Spectrum of music listening than I do. I don't.
It's totally fine.
I still
like old Kanye or current Kanye.
Any Kanye.
I'm just curious because.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Yeah. Like some people are very particular about the Kanye that they like.
Yeah. So all Kanye. Oh, I respect that. Okay, that's a true fan.
There's room for all fans on the Kanye bus. We appreciate all.
Okay, so like with the Beatles, are you a fan of like that genre or just like
the Beatles? My dad is a super fan, so he's got like every record still wrapped up in plastic, all this stuff. So that's what we grew up listening to, and listen to anything from the 60s and 70s. A lot of Motown stuff. He loves the Temptations, the Beatles, Neil Young and stuff like that. But just he's a zany guy like me, so he just likes everything.
Okay. All right. I'm running out of questions. Just like on the spot. I usually have like a bunch of questions, but I have to come back to it. So I guess I'll just ask, are you for getting vaccinated or are you for not getting vaccinated?
Vaccinated? I'm vaccinated, yeah.
I'm not vaccinated, but it's not want to or like because I don't.
Just lazy as hell.
I haven't got it done yet. I just haven't gone and got it done yet. Like,
okay.
I feel like at this point, I feel like everyone should be getting vaccinated because, like, because of everything that happened, just because of everything that happened with COVID. Like, I got to get up, and I had been there for like 3 years. So, like, I thought I was going to be there for at least like 2 more before. Just like that, it was over. I got laid off, and I'm not back there anymore. But I guess like the desire to return to normalcy is what I think should push people more than anything to to get it. I'm stupid. So
No, it's just I was just curious because I know I talked to a lot of people and they said that they don't want to because they don't trust what's going in. Especially a lot of African Americans, they're like, we don't want to do that. But I just was curious because we're vaccinated and
right.
My brother isn't yet. I don't know if he doesn't want to. He just doesn't know. But I feel like with all, like you said, with all that's going on, I feel like, especially now, I think we all should because I really don't feel like wearing this mask anymore.
Yeah. No.
I don't mind the mask.
Yeah, I don't mind the mask, but like he was saying, like we've been responsible, and doing what we got to do for the past, year, and then taking another left turn because other people want to do what they want to do.
Really, at a certain point, like what you should do, like
with all the crazy information out there, yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah. Okay. I always have to ask that because people are like, oh, they don't want to talk politics. Are you? Yeah. Politics talkers? Is that
with certain people, yeah.
Because some people just don't want to talk about it, but I'm just more so like, but let's talk about it. But
I'm one of those people that likes to educate themselves on the topic before they really forcefully give their opinion.
I love hearing people's opinions.
Strong opinions about shit. So like, if it's either this or it's that, like it's there's no in between for me. But like.
Yeah, the only people I really trust right now are the scientists because they're the guys behind what's going on right now. Other than that, if I'm getting my information from somewhere else, I may take it into consideration. But if it doesn't come from some like lab research, like with numbers and data, there's
Oh, okay.
The science is wrong sometimes.
So for the album that's out, it's album or it's EP? Album.
It's an album.
Yeah,
it's an album. Yeah.
Okay, so where did that title come from? It's pretty cool.
So we recorded the album at our friend Ryan's house, and he lives on Horace Street in Woodbury, New Jersey.
So we literally did it on Horace Street. So
okay.
It's just a bunch of songs that we recorded back in the fall of 2018. That we kind of they kind of fell off and everyone forgot about them. Some of them aren't finished. Some of them are pretty finished. But so we got them back and decided that people needed to hear them. So it was awesome.
We've just had them in the archives for too long. We figure, like if they're not doing anything but just sitting there, we might as well just to the public.
Okay. So are you guys one of those artists who puts out like an album like every 6 months, every 3 months? Because I know I've spoken to some people and they I only do an album once a year. I'm like, okay. But okay. But are you one of those who likes to put songs out like in people's faces or like how like J. Cole does it? And just
depends on like what type of message that we're trying to send out with what songs that we do. And I guess like what also goes into it is just like schedule and stuff like that. Like we still got our own stuff to do and all that. And honestly, like I feel like our whole vibe, like with our music, is just like we just want to put out music that makes people feel good. So like, there's not really any like I don't know how to put this, but I guess like super seriousness that goes into stuff that we put out. So we just basically do like just fuck it music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's mostly about the fun. Like if you're not having fun, like people can tell that when you're not like believing in what you're saying. It's you can't take it too seriously. But at the same time, we take the science behind it seriously. But the application, we don't let it get to us too much.
We like to have fun with it, like all the way through.
Okay, so I listened. Now, don't quote me on this because I'm going to butcher the title of the songs. I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to say the first song on that album I listened to a couple of times. Now, who was singing in the beginning? Because whoever that was, that's really good. Okay, because I'm like, who is it? Okay, so do you mostly sing?
So, like, I sing and rap. I'm starting to get better. That was like auto-tune as hell, which was fun to use. So we had this it was the first time we had access to auto-tune. So we were just in the studio having a blast. Like it was so much fun.
Oh, it was so fun.
Song specifically, I came with that hook And then I showed it to him, and it was an immediate vibe. We were like, yeah, we gotta do this one.
That's the thing that really resonates with me more than anything. Like when I'm first, like if somebody has something that they want to like show me, like if they have a hook already, like my friend Joey, he's in page 1 too, Joey Jones, and he does hooks like
the hook master.
He's the hook. Like Drake when he first came out, like
nobody's doing hooks like him.
Nobody. Yeah. And give me a hook, it would just like put me in this like mindset, like it would put me in the zone. I would write this verse like it would be so easy for me to do it, and it would come out so good.
Okay, so when you write your verses, because I've been wanting to learn how to do that, and I can't, but I'm trying.
We got
what, like. Okay, it's I guess it's different for everybody. So I guess the answer you're gonna give me probably will work for me, may not, but we'll see. Because I guess everybody works differently. But like, what? Like, it's like, how do you write a verse? I'm like, it's a struggle for me because I guess maybe I'm overthinking it. I do have a lot to say, but I'm like, maybe this isn't my thing, and I should get somebody else to do it. But I want to try to do like everything there is in the music. So like, writing the music, creating it, mastering it. The last thing I need to do is learn how to write a verse. But for me, it takes a little longer for me to do it than creating a song. I don't know why, because I'm like, I'm humming things. I'm like, I just can't put it on paper. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe that's the one aspect of the checklist that I can't check. Maybe I just be like, okay. But I would like to have some vocals in my music versus just all instrumental, which is cool, but like, you know,
say vibe with whatever you're working.
Yeah, don't doubt yourself.
like struggle.
Try how much it helps you to just start writing words down, and then it kind of like releases some, you know, gives some relief to, you know, your brain, because you've taken some pressure off, because now you see some words. You can always go back and scribble them out or erase them.
Yeah.
My notepad is full of scribbles.
Yeah.
Full verse, half of it'll just be like little black dot blotches all over it.
And another thing I do personally is like, I constantly ask myself, like, what am I saying, and who am I saying it to, and who am I saying it for? Like, and just kind of like getting that frame of reference back so I don't veer too far off the target where I want to hit, you know, just kind of keeping myself in the moment where the vibe started off. Because like I said, if you go back to a verse that you started yesterday, you want to immediately put yourself back in that place. So you want to ask yourself those questions, bring yourself back there, you know, in that verse. But that's my advice.
No, that's helpful, because I'm like, I do have stuff in my notebook, but I think it's more so like it's there, but then like when I want to put it to the music, I'm like, is that me? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, put yourself freestyle.
Just try to freestyle. I'm telling you.
Just by yourself. Or just
only you know what you want your music to sound like, you know? You know what you want to say. So like, I feel like if you put yourself in that zone while you're aligning yourself with that same vibe, you're gonna know exactly what you want to come out, you know? Yeah.
I can try that, because I'm like, this is hard. But I'm like, maybe I'll just go do something else, and then I'll play like my sax and then forget about it. And then I'm like, oh, that verse is still there. Oh, okay. But I've been trying to play with my sax more and incorporate it into my music, but it's hard. I'm like, how do
he wants to learn how to play
saxophone so bad, yo. So bad.
It's beautiful.
It's challenging, because originally I was playing the trumpet and I didn't know what I was doing. I'm like, it's only 3 little buttons. This is very hard. I don't understand. So I kind of didn't give up. I kind of just put it to the side and paused. So then I got the saxophone, and it's actually very fun. And that's when I taught myself how to read music. So it's really fun. It was challenging to teach myself how to read it, but now I love playing. So now I just freestyle on the sax. But with the music, it's weird. But you should try it. It's really relaxing. It's a very
I have
got to get one, man.
It's gonna.
Yeah, we need some sax on some beats too. As soon as I have the means, I've got to get you in there.
My thing is, okay, I'm one of those, because I'm still learning how to read music. So if you have like a beat already, play it, and then I'll play to it. That's kind of how I work, if that makes sense. It's weird, but it will work out somehow, some way. So
definitely.
that's how I do it.
It's like a poetry background music type of
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And I do love poetry. I haven't written poetry in forever. See, now with poetry, I could write off the rip, but when it comes,
It's basically the same thing.
but it isn't because I can't. Because I can't do it.
You know.
I
Like, my mom does poetry. She does spoken word a lot, and I think that's like where I got a lyricism because she's nice. She's super nice.
Yeah.
She would always tell me like it's basically the same thing as writing like actual lyrics. Just like with spoken word, you have a little bit more wiggle room to like get your point across. And honestly, I still never really had a problem, but I do get I do get writer's block a whole lot. Like I'll rip up whole verses, start over from scratch, stuff like that. It does get frustrating, but like as long as you keep at it, like you can only get better, you know.
That's true. You are saying everything correct, but I'm just like, but it's not the same for me because I can't do it. I believe you. I'm like, all right, maybe I'm not. Maybe
that's
something.
You gotta stop overthinking,
right?
You know?
That's probably it.
When we first met, I was really good at freestyle, and I never was like a writer like that. And then he was always really meticulous with the pad. And I saw that, and in the first few years, I had to play catch up to get to where we're at right now, to where we can kind of duel it out on a song.
Yeah.
Sound like we're right on par with each other. So it's definitely possible to up your game. It's just you got to put that work in.
No, I agree. I guess I'm just like, I'm one of those people who like, okay, this is like getting too hard, so maybe this isn't my thing. And let me try to do something else that I know that I can do, and then like come back to it later. But then I never do, and then this is why
it's like writing an essay that you know you don't have to write. Like, why am I doing this right now?
I agree. So I'm trying to think of questions, and this is so bad. It was just quietness, but like usually I have 1,000 questions, but I guess in my mind I'm like, maybe I don't have anything to say right now, but like it can't be quiet, obviously. So, them
awkward silences. I throw the.
Like, I'm a fan of awkward silences, but not when people are looking at me, because I'm like, oh, what did I do? Yeah. But I'm trying to like think of a question that isn't repetitive. Like for me, when I first started doing the show, like I said, for some reason the topics always draw back to relationships, and I guess I had a lot to say about them. And people will say that I sounded bitter and jaded because I'm not a fan of Valentine's Day. Like, I mean, everybody says that, but like I'm really not a fan of it. I feel like it's just like retarded. That's like another conversation.
Yeah.
So I guess how I came off sounded jaded. Like people would say, "Oh, she's been hurt," and blah blah blah. But it wasn't just that. I guess it's more so just like
even if
stuff.
It's like, yeah,
right.
My bad.
I think it's just because I notice more things now. I guess since I'm older, not that old, but older. But I don't know. I guess for me with music, I feel like music, like I said, is very spiritual, it's very healing, and it's therapy. And sometimes, I'll listen to certain songs and I'm thinking about this person, or write certain songs when something happened with this person. So for you guys, have you ever written a song or about somebody, or written a song because of somebody? Like, not like a Dell level type, but you know what I mean.
Right, yeah.
Because that was just like a whole nother thing. But
I do have like a lot of like songs and verses that like I don't necessarily like. I've never like gone into about to write a verse or about to make a song and like, all right, I'm gonna make it about this person because this happened. It usually just like it pops up like within the making of the actual song. Like I'll only use like certain aspects of like personal experience if it fits, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't, and I'll just write about something else. But yeah, relationship stuff does definitely come up in a lot of the stuff that I make, but I don't try to make it like the main focus of the actual music,
yeah. What about you?
I got that song Cherry Blossom on the new album. That's like ever like super direct on some sad boy broken heart shit. Like, yeah, but that was my little ode to Drake track right there. But other than that, yeah, for the most part, it's like not as direct, more as where you're drawing inspiration from like moments in time. That's how I look at it. And it's that, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like you're being direct, but only you can see that. That part's just for you. You know what I'm saying? And then like the rest of it's, you know, up for interpretation. I don't really like to give too much meaning to my lyrics because I like the consumer to be able to interpret it in the way that they need to, you know what I'm saying, for them personally.
They can fit it to their personal experience, stuff like that.
Right.
Oh, that makes sense. I was just curious because when I hear certain songs, I'm like, oh, okay, they definitely got their heart broken, or oh, they're jaded. But I'm like, that's just life, and it makes the song even better when you can feel the raw emotion. That's why.
Like there are verses that I have, like whole songs that I have where like there's this one song that I have that I haven't released yet, and it's literally like me going through like something that happened with somebody else. And none of that happened. I just made that all up. It was all made up, but it's still a good song, like, and it still has a lot of like, you know, good points and stuff in it. So,
story writing is definitely something that's slept on in hip hop. Like being able to, like, especially nowadays, I feel like it was more appreciated back then, where you can write almost like this fictional tale inspired by your real life. You know, nowadays it's like, oh man, you said you were fighting a dragon in your bars, bro. You're capping, bro. That's all cap. That's straight cap. Like, yes, I know.
Like,
I
yes,
know,
I'm not a hobbit.
I was intentional.
Did you read the book, Hobbit? The book, the movie?
No,
both of y'all. See, sleeping on the book. The movie was good, but the book was better. I'm not a fan of like reading per se, but like certain books I'll dabble into.
I'll read manga.
Read Game of Thrones?
I mean, okay. So I loved Game of Thrones, obviously. I hated the ending, obviously. But
it didn't make any sense.
I was very upset because it was like so hyped, and then I'm like, seriously. But it's okay. Like, the Game of Thrones was amazing. Breaking Bad ending was amazing. I don't know if you guys watched it.
I've never Breaking Bad.
Oh my God.
You have to today. But that was very good, obviously. Better Call Saul I'm watching too, waiting for that season to come out. What else? I don't know how we got to the topic. Sopranos ending, I liked it. I was just like, but why is it black? What happened? But it was
right.
Like, I like certain movies like that. Like, I love mob stories and stuff like that. Like, I'm a fan of
top 3 Casino. That movie is tops.
Oh, top 3? Like, mob movies? Okay. Yes, Casino, obviously. Goodfellas, and
Love Goodfellas.
Okay, recently it was okay. The Irishman. I had to watch that 3 times because I fell asleep because it was so. But it was so good. It was just I couldn't. But so for me, it is Casino, Goodfellas, and Godfather Part 2 for me.
Yeah.
People couldn't sleep on the second one. I'm like, but it was so good. But that's just me.
Don't not say anything that's like even significant. Like, it's gonna make me sound.
No. Oh yes, in Bronx Tale. I totally forgot.
Lion King is number 1. Like, that's the number 1 movie.
Wait, we're done with mobs? Okay. Just was like, that's not a mob story, but okay. I was confused. All right.
Because I'm gonna year-old, you know.
No, it's okay.
I like funny movies, like stuff that I don't necessarily have to get into, but like draws me in, you know.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Lion King 1, right? Not 1 and 8.
Yeah, first one.
Making sure.
All right, I'll think about it a little bit. I like what's it called? Not Invincible.
You're talking about Limitless.
Limitless.
Oh yeah, I remember that movie. That was good. And Jumper was good too.
Ooh, Jumper was tough. Yeah.
Movie.
Moana. I'm just gonna have to say
Thank
Moana.
you. Thank you very much.
Greatest Disney movies ever to come out so far, like besides Lion King.
Frozen 2 got close, but Moana is like, you can't, it's like up there.
I didn't see Frozen because I didn't understand. She was just singing on some ice. I didn't really understand.
My girlfriend finally broke me into watching it, and then I did, and I was like, this ain't that bad, yo.
I was like, what happened? Like, stabbed her with an ice.
I don't.
She's just on ice. I don't understand why everybody loved it so much. Maybe that's just me.
Right.
But Moana, I've seen that about 5 times. And that new movie, Lucas, I didn't watch it because it's the same thing. It's just reversed.
It wasn't bad. It was just kind of weird. Like, the concept of it, like, I don't know. You had to like
cute.
you had to keep watching it.
Okay, I believe you. I believe you. Did you guys see what is it? Loki on Disney?
Yes.
You watched that? And
Loki, that's the Marvel stuff.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm all caught up. That's my thing. Hey, I'm Marvel.
Yeah. I'm actually getting caught up on Marvel stuff. Like me and my girl are actually like watching like all the
whole movies. Yeah, you kind of got to see from the beginning to end type of thing.
Yeah.
So Marvel or DC? I have to ask, obviously.
Marvel.
Okay. Just curious.
It's the only one. We can bring Batman along. There's plenty.
Okay. Yeah, DC, they tried. Their shows are good. Their movies suck. And Marvel's movies
Show's amazing.
Yeah, but they try. I give them credit. They're trying.
We saw the new Suicide Squad yesterday.
How was it?
I thought that was banging.
Okay.
Yeah,
even without Will Smith? Because I liked Will Smith in the first one.
Yeah, it came out this weekend.
Like a movie?
Yeah, it just came out. Yeah, the new with Idris Elba playing Bloodsport.
It was good? Okay. Just curious.
I was surprised at how good it was because I was like, I'm tired of the Suicide Squad. And, Will Smith was great.
That's what I was saying.
But yeah, no, it made total sense with where they're going, and it was probably the only good film to put out for the next 10 years. So they got that one off.
Did you see A Quiet Place 2 yet?
Yes.
I don't like
it. Okay, I didn't see it yet.
Yeah, it's a scary movie.
I can't do scary movies like that. It's not that I'm a bitch or nothing like that. I just like I'm sitting watching a movie. I'm giving my time to this
Yeah, right.
Like I entertain. I don't want to be sitting there like what's about to happen the whole time. You know what I mean?
So like you've never seen like the Jason movies or Chucky or Freddy?
Well, I've seen all the Halloween movies. I've seen them. Freddy Krueger. I've seen.
Yeah.
What else is there? I've seen all the paranormal
ones, right?
Yeah, I've seen all the Insidious, all the paranormal activities,
and Conjuring.
Mostly because I was forced to watch it by other people. I'm like, no, I don't want to watch this. Turn on Moana, right?
Yeah, he puts up with it. He puts up with it. Yeah. But
so you like thrillers versus horror movies?
Yeah.
Okay. So like your level of horror comfort is what, like Cabin in the Woods type horror? Because that's just
it's like Lovely Bones type shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you one of those who like doesn't like horror movies but watches anyway and scared later? Because that's what I do.
Yeah. I do that all the time. Like when it's nighttime and I'm going to bed, walk up the stairs, I'll turn on all the lights like as I'm going up, like turn off.
Okay.
I like horror films and
okay.
Like I just watched The Strangers for the first time like 2 weeks ago.
Wait, what's that?
The home invasion one where they got the white masks and they're sitting outside and they're like, they're stalking the people at their house and kill them. Oh my God. That thing had me terrified. And it's like a suspense horror movie, so if you like suspenseful horror.
Is it a lot of talking? Because I don't like talking movies.
No, it's a lot of just like very eerie, like it's like gets right down to it. It doesn't. It's only an hour and like 20 minutes, so they get right down to it.
Okay. Do you like romance movies?
I want to watch it, but like we could watch something else. So like, why do you want to be scared right now?
No, I understand. My brother's the same way. He's like, why you just want to be scared for no reason?
Yeah.
I don't get it. But I'm like, it's just the thrill. It's the thrill of it.
Okay.
I think my top three have to be The Dark Knight is definitely up there. Django Unchained is up there.
I literally just watched that last night.
And I guess Casino. Casino is such a sick movie. I always said that if we ever went to the Grammys, that like canary yellow suit that De Niro wears, that'd be the first thing.
Stop it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Casino, I haven't seen it in a minute, but Casino was good. Did you guys see The Irishman? Because that was really good.
I have not seen The Irishman.
I haven't seen it all.
You're going to have to watch it twice.
It's all to like set aside some time to watch a 3-hour something movie. You know
it's like one of those movies where you have to completely and utterly invest in order to finish watching it.
It's like Lord of the Rings, pretty much. Yeah.
I've never seen Lord of the Rings either.
What?
Yeah.
What? I don't understand. Never seen Lord of the Rings, like ever.
A lot that I haven't seen. Now, the Rings, I've never seen it. I've never seen Star Wars.
He's never seen Star Wars.
I've never seen any of the Fast and Furious movies, not one of them.
Me neither. I agree. It's too many of them.
I only like the first two are the only good ones anyway.
That's what everybody says. Okay.
I've only seen the first Transformers movie, and that was it.
Oh, I mean, okay. Well, the only ones with Shia LaBeouf were really good. The other ones were kind of annoying because Megan Fox got on my nerves because she plays the same role in every movie. I'm like, but it was good. It was good. But Lord of the Rings,
I like
Shia. It was good.
Yeah, Transformers. Yeah, Shia LaBeouf, awesome. In those
one of my favorite actors.
Yeah. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What Spider-Man? Because Tobey Maguire is the only answer.
I don't like. What's the other guy? What's his name?
What's
the new guy?
Tom Holland.
Holland. There we go. Tom something. I don't like him. I tell this to my dad because he's seen all the new ones. It's Tobey Maguire. Thank you. That's it.
He's such a good actor too.
I think Tom Holland would have been good if they started with Tom Holland,
or if they did the college thing. He doesn't look like a high schooler to me. It's creepy. Like, why is he's like 16 in it, right? He looks like he's 25. Like he looks his age. He doesn't look like a little kid.
That's funny. That's true. Okay, so I don't feel bad yet. It's always Tobey Maguire.
Always.
What it is.
100%. Andrew Garfield's not even in the conversation.
Did you guys see that Space Jam thing? A new movie?
I haven't seen Space Jam yet. I'll probably watch that tonight, honestly. I don't have anything else to do.
I honestly thought it was fake. Like, when it first started, like, putting out advertisements for it, I thought somebody was just being bored.
I mean, you could watch it. It's not the same. I don't understand. I'm not going to see it because it's not, what is he doing? But I guess, whatever.
I know the animation is going to be all over the place this time.
I saw it. It's horrible.
I heard big Warner Brothers plug. Like, they just put every Warner Brothers character in existence in that movie.
Yeah.
And, like, here you go. Here's LeBron James, too. This is a cherry on top.
Are you guys a fan of LeBron James?
Yes. I love LeBron James.
I don't really watch basketball like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, he's a good player.
That face, I don't believe it. I guess so. He's just too wishy-washy and a crybaby, but that's another story. He could play.
Yeah. Oh,
so
I just think as a person, I love him as a person. Like in his personal life, I think he's like so admirable.
Yeah.
Or yes, he needs to, taking advantage of the fact that he's LeBron James. I think a little, but I think it's going to be awesome to see him. I hope he becomes a coach when he's older because I think he would just accept a coach. He's already basically half the coach for whatever team he's on. So
Lakers, I think.
Yeah, R.I.P. Kobe, man.
That was the only reason I was ever a Laker fan. I wasn't even like a fan of the Lakers.
Right.
I was always Kobe.
Everyone was a Kobe fan. Kobe was one
so.
of the Irish, two of the people when I was younger, and Shaq were like, you heard about want to watch basketball.
Right.
Yeah. Have you? Yeah, I haven't seen. I've watched basketball. I mean, I was watching it during this whole COVID thing. I thought it was. I didn't watch it last year because of the whole dome thing, but I watched it this year. I'm glad the Bucks won, so I'm happy about that. But I think basketball. I think they don't let them do too much. I wish there wasn't so many rules, but that's
right.
I know you have to have rules, I guess, but
I'm a football fan, so it's like every season there's new rules, or they're modifying a rule that already exists, and it's like, just give it a rest already.
Foul!
Like,
you tapped your elbow with his wrist.
Right.
Go back.
Some crazy stuff like.
What's your football team that you like?
The Eagles, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's a Pennsylvania fan, so that's fine. Pittsburgh is the only other acceptable answer. I feel like if you're from around like South Jersey.
Just those two, nobody else. Out of all the teams, just those two. Okay.
Not in England.
No.
Okay, well, I'm not going to say what mine is.
Oh,
anyway,
my God.
Man.
Listen, Tom
Brady. No. That's not mine. That's my mom's favorite. She's a huge fan of whatever. Mine is a whole nother state, a little bit lower. It's okay. Anyway.
You're a giant fan.
No.
Oh.
Ew. No. What are they?
You're supposed to pay attention to any other team besides yours anyway.
Exactly.
So, are you guys, because I mentioned earlier when I wrote my book was during the whole last year catastrophe. So, like, what are you guys' thoughts on the whole Black Lives Matter riots, protests, you know, all the stuff that's been happening literally since last year, or even before last year? I mean, that's like a in-depth question, but I'm going to break it down once you answer that first.
Right. It's definitely a hefty topic, but I just kind of bring it back to like inevitability. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you put pressure on something for long enough and it's gonna, you know, the pressure is gonna build up and burst. So I won't say too much because I'm not an expert on all things, you know, politics and stuff like that.
Right.
But as far as oppression goes, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know, it can't be tolerated at all, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think our generation is going to save the world as far as, you know, oppressiveness goes. And I hope we can, you know, do something about the crazy politics. But, yeah, it's definitely unnerving and hard to watch, you know.
Honestly,
so,
I look at both sides at this point, like that couple that you know always argues about little as shit, and you know that they're going to argue about it. So, like, you don't even want to be a part of it, but you also want them to stop arguing. Like, you want them to shut the fuck up. So, like, you have to feel like you have to step in and say something. But at that point, you just become one or the other. You know what I mean? Like, depending on what your opinion is. And it is a serious topic, but at the same time, I feel like there are things that we could focus on that would immediately take all of the attention and you know, the, what's it called, from, like, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
No, but definitely, it's definitely discouraging, like, trying to get a leg up and you feel like you can't get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have been trying for way too long.
You try to come up, somebody brings you down, and the cycle continues.
It's what they want. That's how they breed their, you know, little division and things like that. And people are the pandemic was perfect for us because spotlight to be shed on, you know, craziness going on, and that it's being allowed to just be let slide, and it's just been way too long. And definitely people need to vote and not do the thing where they go, oh, you know, my vote doesn't count. It definitely does. People are trying to make it not count right now, so we got to vote to make sure the people that aren't going to take that right away are in the, you know, positions of power. But yeah, I think our generation is going to do it, man. I think the younger generation, especially, you know, just got cut a couple branches off. That's okay. That's all.
How do you guys feel?
In the spirit of mob movies, it's got to cut a couple branches off.
And how do you guys feel about Biden now? I guess anybody's better than what's
I feel like out of all of the candidates that have run within the past, like, even like when Trump first started running for president, I feel like he's the best candidate besides Bernie Sanders that we could have had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just hope he has an easy, you know, I hope he can do things that he wants to do, because I know Obama had a really hard time doing a lot of things that he wanted to do because of the nature of, you know, the White House at the time, coming out of the Bush administration. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Biden, but I'm not a hater against Biden. I definitely voted for Biden, obviously. Like,
I don't know why there was so much hate behind him.
Because that's what they do. They stir that pot up.
Oh, man.
You know, like, nice. And I feel bad really right now because, you know, the gas prices went up because he, you know, threatened all the gas companies. It was like, yeah, we're going all electric. You know, people blame him for that, but it's like, oh, yeah, sorry. You know, he wants to help the world out, you know, and heal nature and stuff like that. It's such a crime, you know.
Mm. Yeah.
Basically, gas companies are holding the gas hostage. That's why the money goes up, and then we have
$4 a gallon now.
I think it went down. It's down to like $3.08 at Wawa, but
that's still horrible.
Still too much. Yeah, I don't want to pay $3.08. Thank God I got a Honda.
I like Hondas. They're good cars. They are very efficient.
They last forever.
They sure as hell do.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So, do you guys feel like I know for me, the whole stuff that was happening with Black Lives Matter and every Black person getting murdered like once a day, kind of like not twisted, but like changed my way of thinking when it came to the government, that came to the music, that came with just a perspective on the world. And not to sound like bitter, but it was just a lot had happened. A lot happened all of last year. And that's kind of like what The Fuel was, essentially, the book that I wrote. But for me, I don't know, I feel like, has it really changed since then? That's like a weird question. I don't think it has. I mean, it's obviously going to take time, but like, I feel like it's happening, but maybe it's not televised. Maybe that's.
I do think that like social media and stuff like that has made it, it's like giving more people an opportunity to like actually voice their opinions and like actually be heard. So like, as a whole, you get like the gist of you know what's right and wrong. Like people know what's right and wrong, so like there's no reason to like sugarcoat it. So like I'm glad that people can get called out on their mess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I like to ask that question because people feel like no, nothing's changed, and you had a whole year because of COVID, and we're still in the same boat. But I feel like I don't think COVID was going to change it anyway. I think it just kind of heightened and spotlighted some more things that were probably already going to happen, unfortunately. Anyway. But not to go down that road. So back to the music. I mean, I don't mind, but it's like, I said, I could talk about that forever, but like, there's other stuff to talk about. But, so like with the music, like for me, because I just recently started, I guess, like reaching out to people to work with. Like, not that I didn't want to work with anybody, but I just don't trust people because, like, a few times I've given them some music and then they run with it and then they try to twist it and change it and to put it into their thing and then it's like, well, what happened?
That's a big no-no. That's a no-no.
For you guys, I mean, like, when you like reach out to people or like how I promote your stuff on my page, like I don't mind, or my story, I don't mind, but I've noticed when it's reversed, you can never, not with you guys, but when it's reversed, you can, it's like they're ghosts. It's like, but I'm promoting and trying to help you and do all this other stuff. And just because I'm nice and you want to showcase.
Right. Yeah, you got to reciprocate.
And that's
when it's reversed,
why I like our
pulling teeth.
Group.
Yeah.
Because like with rap group, like I don't know, I feel like everybody in page one, I vibe with them to the fullest extent of what I can vibe like with somebody, you know what I mean? Like there's never any like awkward moments or like, oh, maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that. It's just, oh, this is it, and that's fine. Everything is fire. So like reaching out to other people, like I guess like we've been a little bit more reluctant in the past years because we already have like a group of people around us that we could go to and be like, yo, you want to hop on this, or you want to hop on that. So
now we're like into the collab, you know what I'm saying? We did that Bridge Kids with 𝘂𝘂𝗏, and he did all the beats on that turned out fantastic. So now we're like just trying to collab and see which ways we can enhance other people's art with our own, because it's also like it just inspired us to do that so much more.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you mentioned this earlier. If you did, I apologize. My mind is always racing. The name, your name, where did that come from? If you did mention this, I'm so sorry. But
page one. What was that? Page one?
Page one was actually inspired itself by Lil Wayne. So we were all on, like, there was this bridge that we would always meet up on and chill at. And we were just sitting there listening to music. And a Lil Wayne song comes on and he says, page 1, chapter 1, verse 1. Yeah. And my friend Hondro was like, yo, that would be actually like a good like rap group name for us, like since we all rap, like page 1. And I was like, you know what, that is actually fire. And that's basically where it came from.
Okay, that's cool. So how come you guys don't do the actual page 1? It's just PG. It's just to connect.
The acronym is Page 1 Music Group or Page 1 Money Gang. So you know what I'm saying? Like we kind of like think of that as like the whole like label of guys that we, you know, the whole conglomerate or whatever you want to call it. And then page one, it by itself is like a very specific group of people.
Okay. So are you guys getting to the ventures of, promoting, like having merch and things like that, or is it more so just...
We're seeing this new album that 𝘂𝗍𝗵 has coming out has a lot of people from around the country, and we're supposed to be doing a big merch push with all of that. There's going to be a vinyl that comes with the album that you can pre-order, a CD, and with the vinyl, I think you're going to get all kinds of other goodies and stuff too. So, and we'll be on that, and then I'm engineering the whole album, so, or most of it. I think I'm helping out because we got all hands on deck for that. But yeah.
I didn't know if there was more to the story. That's why I was looking at you. It's like,
no, I lost my train of thought.
It was a very long that we started doing all this, like, and actually it was like tried to like make it into a thing. You know what I mean? Like back then it was just like some high school. Like
we would literally be in my dad's computer room and put the the iPhone next to the computer speaker, and then we'd have to do like 5 like test runs to make sure that the volume and the voice were going to be like.
And if somebody messed up, we all had to start over because it was always one recording. Like it would be on like voice memos or like just like a regular video. So like if somebody messed up, then we would have to do it all over again.
Did you guys have any music videos out as well yet, or going in that direction, or is everything?
I did say that I wanted to start like trying to learn how to use certain programs and stuff to edit like video. Like we have because I used to have a Nikon D50-100, and I would get some shots like on certain like older songs that we did, and I still have those clips in my archives like right now. But I don't know. I feel like if I'm gonna do a music video, it has to have some type of structure, like to where like something that you can actually follow throughout, and that like matches with the song. Yeah. So I haven't really like pushed it that much, but I do want to get more into it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we definitely have a lot of stuff in store for fall, winter, and the spring. Just because this tape we had all those songs, kind of sitting, so it was kind of like a freebie. So now, behind the scenes, we're really creating and writing and stuff and getting as much material as we can together for around like October, and then we're going to probably start promoting whatever new project that we decide is going to come out, and that'll be that. So I'm excited for the future because now we're headed in a great direction, starting to do live shows. Definitely going to have to keep you in the loop with the live shows and stuff, because I think we're going to try and do at least a couple a month in the fall.
Okay. And do you guys the open mic night, it's always moved, right? It's not at the same location, if I remember correctly.
I think the
right?
place that we do the series out of is from North Jersey. The one we did in Camden, I think, was the first time they were down here.
Oh, okay.
But I think most of the time they're up in North Jersey. But we've seen a few other things that we might want to try and sign up for, and we're always keeping an ear to the ground for that. So we'll just have to see how things pan out.
Hit us up, man. Book us. We'll come through. Spit some playing.
Yeah. Because I know I have a friend, she does these open mic things, and I got to remember the name of it. So I'm going to send that to you. And I think she does them like once a month, I believe.
Yeah,
especially now with COVID slightly being a little easier to monitor, it's a little bit easier to do it. We
can all collectively get our shit together so that we have our freedom back and stuff. Right. But
yeah,
we shall see.
Yeah, that would be nice. I have one more question, and it just slipped my brain cells. So
you got it, though.
I was really going to say something, but I really forgot. It'll come back to me. But was there anything else you guys wanted to add as I'm trying to think of this question?
For me, the only other thing I had to say is thank you so much for
of course.
I guess the opportunity to be on here and just talk with you and like be seen by people. So this is the first interview we've ever done, so
ever.
It's a privilege for us, and it's a privilege for you. No, I'm just kidding. But Yeah.
It can't be the first interview. You guys seem so natural, unless it's just the vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like to think that we have that vibe where we don't like come off as like super, like business professional trying to, keep it a certain vibe. We're just people. We're just people talking. So
definitely. I thought it was, gonna be, kind of more like a conversation, and I'm glad that's how it turned out.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely was a vibe.
Oh, good. Okay, because like I usually don't have that many brain farts, but I think maybe it's just because it's Sunday.
Yeah, so that's perfect pace for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
we're on that same type of time. I think it's live too. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about IG Live. Like you're always like constantly looking at other things and
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't know why. I was doing that. I'm like, that is so rude. So let me just focus this way. And I normally don't do these live, like I was saying. I usually do them pre-recorded, but I figured this one in particular should be live,
Yeah.
So,
More authentic that way.
yeah.
Yeah. So before we go, because I really forgot the question, so that's a dub. Let everybody know where they can find you. Instagram, SoundCloud, and things like that.
Instagram, I am at 𝑃1MGRED, and
I am 𝑃1MG𝗍𝘂𝗏𝑗. No,
with the underscore at the end, right?
is it the underscore?
Yeah, underscore at the end.
I don't think so.
And the group page is at Page One Music Group, and if you get in the link in the bio there, see everything from everybody's page, and just it'll funnel you into all the right channels and things like that. So that's all. Yeah, we got stuff on iTunes and stuff too, and Spotify. So we just want people to add us to that playlist so that we'll pop up in. Yeah, your music is so dope. I can't wait to do something.
Wow.
No.
100%.
No, I'm just here.
Like,
in the world.
we like weirder, like more, thought out, stuff that's more like emotional, like, and you can tell that it's driven by that, and like things that take you places, things that remove you from yourself. So, yeah. Plus, it's a challenge for us to, rap on or just write lyrics in general, or just create something on something that's maybe out of our wheelhouse a little bit. Or
I can rap on any beat though.
That's what I'm saying.
I can rap on any
We'll
beat.
do it. We'll get it done. You know what I'm saying?
We're
like the Property Brothers of rap. Like.
Oh, remember the question you just peeped my brain.
Boom.
Do you have anything that you can spit right now, you can play, or is everything hush hush secret?
We might have a lot, but people can go right now if they want to hear anything from us. Just hit the link in either one of our bios at the pages that we just gave you, or click. I think you can probably click us in the little thing if you're watching right now. But yeah, definitely reach out to our pages. Go listen to our music on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Tidal. I think they're on most streaming platforms, so anything you have, it should work. And we appreciate and love all the support that we get from everybody every day. And it's really a blessing.
And hit us up, man. We're willing to work with anybody to do anything. I will literally do any song that anyone ever has, and fire what I do. Yeah. So hit us up.
Okay. All right. So did you want to play a song out before we end today's episode?
We can play a song out?
You want to play a song?
Do something different.
God damn, what we got? My fucking... Hold up. Wait. What you want to do?
I don't care. Are we going to rap right now to it?
Like, are we going to do... let's just do 𝘁𝑰𝘭𝑜𝘁𝑰𝑎ℎ.
Yeah. Just play it out loud. Yeah, there we go.
Me and him literally made this beat in his living room in like 20 minutes. Yeah. Like, not even. It came out pretty good, so. Face Nation. Alright, I was like, Take one is the tech gunner from page one. Something the collateral, get it, a headhunter. Gonna be the MVP of the whole season. In July 16th, we leaving them dead in the middle of summer. Are you feeling the funk? I've been killing it, and lit it up, hit it and pass it. I need gas and I'm feeling the pump. Clean smoke, I'm feeling the best. Ain't no regular leaves, the tree so fresh. I bet them bitches is still in the trunk. I'm still in the trap, I'm willing to bet. You ain't keeping your customers happy. I tell them get at me. Serve them enough to stiffen him up. I See, your shit wasn't working. I peeped the nigga was still in the slump. It's the right hook when I'm on the mic, and I might look like the type that can light up the night with the right hook. I'm like Mike with the hook shot, and you niggas look like Mike biting to get a listen. Watch the fight of your life, get your life took. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a group so hyped to introduce straight out of the south side of the garden farm and the ripest of the fruit. You try to plot, you must like to get rid of food. Just a couple of crazy kids in the kitchen, the way they be whipping. I bet the diapers is in the mood. I think it's about time. So without further ado, I welcome to the stage the greatest page one, nigga.
It's hammer time. You know, thinking that I can't handle my P1MG already harvested on my managed time. Playing through the game and I'm hoping that we can land in time. We just trying to make it. We just trying to be heard. Misunderstood delinquents coming straight about the burbs. Gotta pay attention. If you listen, you learn. Get caught slipping, your coffin to surely burn. Trying to tell you a story that time can only tell. And it feels like a holy hell. Without a potion or a spell, crowd floating to the left, just like the motion of the L. The whole shit I repel. I'm trying to live a damn life, in case you couldn't tell. I'm trying to really have mine. A dollar and a dream, so gassing up all these damn lines. Trying to get the focus, needed different pant size. Hold on. You need to drop the pen and go pick up an application. Just like greedy smokers, they had to face like a broke-ass team because they couldn't match the level of skill the team brings. Get attached. The game is not for everyone, only if you to be exact. If they only knew how easy it was for me to rap, they crawl back in the hole with all their cheese like a fucking rat. Page one.
Clap, 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 clap. I like that one. I like that one. What was that one called? I like that.
Called Holy Hell. That was the single that we dropped in promotion to Horror Street demos.
I like that one. I could find that, right? I could find that. Download that.
Yeah. On SoundCloud, is that on?
That's on iTunes. That's on everything.
Yeah,
so if you go to the link in my bio, you can find it there.
Link in my bio as well.
I think there's just a whole like Holy Hell section on there, so you just.
Okay. Oh, very good. All right, because I was like looking for you last night. I was like, am I misspelling his name? And I was, so problem solved. But I got you guys everywhere. I did my little research and kind of like downloaded it.
Nice.
I love having different types of music in my earphones. So I try to hold other and stuff. So I had it. But I appreciate that. That was really dope. You guys are very talented, of course.
Thank you. We're trying.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys have anything coming up or anything, whatever, just let me know and I'll definitely promote it and things.
Okay.
Like that. Of course. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Awesome. Where I can. So. But I appreciate you guys and thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thank you. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Here we go.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Peace out, yo.
Bye.
Page one.
Oh, goodness. Okay. That was another one bites the dust. No, that was a great episode. I appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you. Hopefully, I didn't close it right. It's still here. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm so new to this Instagram Live thing, so bear with me. But yeah, guys, that's about it. So definitely check them out. P1, Zach, one to the left of the camera. He's at P1MGRED. And Joel to the right of the camera is P1MYOUNGJ_. You can find them, and their new album is out. Worst place, and you can definitely find all my episodes and everything you need to know about this show when it's on, when you can find me, everything in my bio. And this is another episode of Pure Sessions. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday and do something today that you didn't do the day before. Stay blessed.